Listen, little brother. Listen, my little youth. I'm here with this knowledge I'm trying to give to you. If you think you can't get what you wanted, what I understood after these years is anyone can get it. Oh fuck. It's not cold when I'm from, I'm talking about my native land. Even though I was born, the snow is white and thick as hell. When you see niggas outside, no, that's my tribe and we all screaming gang. While good folks staying inside, they brought it here, maybe to lock this in. Maybe that's because my black fitted, my fucking black fitted. Maybe that's because my black fitted, my fucking black fitted. I walk around like, hold on, your name, and tell me where you from. I want your shoes, that chain, this belly where you're known. This don't be war, you lost. The fuck is going on you, don't you know? We are the gangs of Montreal, so now get up, get out. Shit, that's all I got.
These pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hands were made strong by the arms of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. So won't you help to sing? These songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long will you kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it, but we have to fulfill the book. So won't you help to sing? These songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption song. These songs of freedom.
Yeah, my name is Douglas Smith. I'm 55 years old, and I'm back in jail again. You know, this is not the first time that I'm saying that this is my last time, but I'm hoping that this time it is. You know, the reason I'm doing this is if I can help other guys not go through the shit that I've been through. This is my purpose for this conversation. You know, I was young once, 25, in Souverains 25 years ago. Here I am 25 years later, still going through the same shit. You know, I don't consider myself a loser because I'm in jail again, because this is the way that I decided to live my life as a criminal. You know, it's the only way I knew how to make money or get the money that I needed. You know, I had kids when I was a young age. I wasn't too educated in the beginning. So the only way that I could really put the kind of food I wanted on the table was by criminal activity. And when you, you take chances doing things illegally, these are the consequences, coming to jail. After a while, you come so much, it becomes part of your routine. You know what I mean? I don't consider myself, like I said, institutionalized. Just part of what I do. You know, I accepted it. I accepted being incarcerated for the things that I did. You know? I could have probably made better choices, but I didn't growing up. And because of that, this is the situation that I've always been in, being in jail. You know? I always wanted to give my kids the best things in life, just like probably y'all do too if you have kids. You know what I mean? It's hard when you're, when you're black. I felt it hard being black and trying to get ahead, or being a minority or immigrant. It's hard sometimes to try to get the opportunities that others have. You know?
At what point did you realize that you wanted to break out of the circle?
You know, it's shit just happens. You know what I mean? It just happened. I mean, you realize that, you know, growing up, I was always kind of involved in crime from a young age. You know, I started, like I was saying, I started going to, you could say, jail when I was 12, 13, 14. You know, as a kid, we wanted things. Growing up in Nova Scotia is where I'm from. Growing up in Nova Scotia, we wanted things like other kids wanted things, right? And, you know, being black and poor, the only way we could get those things was to go out and steal them. You understand? So, you know, I experienced jail at a young age because I was stealing from a young age. You know what I'm saying?
What about role models? Did you have any role models you looked up to?
Yeah, my role models were drug dealers, pimps. You know what I mean? Guys that wrote there robbing. Don't forget, you come from the ghetto, right? I mean, there's not too many, and you're black, there's not too many really positive, the positive people that you look up to are the guys that are out there. The guys that have things that you look up to are the guys that are out there doing criminal activity to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the way I see it is like, it's like, if you want to destroy a culture, you have to first take out the men's, the role models, because they're like the basic of your whole not civilization, but like your whole cultural, social, like.
I mean, now there's better role models. Don't forget, back in my day, I'm 55. Back in my days, even the athletes weren't too much of a role model because there wasn't really too much black athletes like there are today. Like, you know, the NBA is full of black athletes. In the beginning, the NBA was a white league. You understand? NFL back in the day was a white league. I mean, this only started happening when, you know, you heard of Jackie Robinson, the baseball player. He was the first one to break into professional sports back in the 50s. You know what I mean? Before that, you know, our role models weren't too many. They weren't in big supply. You know what I mean? Our role models were the ones that were out there. They were the pimps. They were the drug dealers. You know, you hear the stories like American Gangster and all these niggas that were selling all them heroines and shit like that. These are the guys that guys in my time look up to. These were the guys that were successful. You know what I mean? So, I mean, now these days, there's so much opportunities for the young guys, the young brothers out there. I mean, you have the internet, you have so many different things you can do right now. There's so many things that are available now.
No, but the way I see it too is that now, without disrespecting any other culture, I feel like right now these days, the black culture is the most influential culture in the world. Like, it's like everybody is.
Yeah, but who else has who has that slavery stain on their back like we do? We were slaves for how many years? In North America, when you come to North America, I mean, they're still fighting it across the border. They're kneeling down now because of the way that the North American society still looks at the black man in the States. You know what I mean? The kneeling down thing has more to do than just, it's a different kind of slavery. It's a mental slavery. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we have Barack Obama as the president of the United States, is one of the biggest men in the world, right? You know, one of the biggest positions in the world. But what did that really change? You know, now we have Donald Trump that has that power. And what a contrast. Say we had a black man that was in power. Now we have one of the most racist presidents ever. You understand what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, now there's more and more and more ethnicity in jails and overall.
It's always like that, man. I mean, you know, there wasn't much that black people had at their disposal. You know what I mean? But crime, and then, you know what I mean? They're not opening other doors for the brothers to really get ahead in other ways. You know what I mean? You go get a degree, and the guy comes.
Just not really criminal. Like, sometimes you'll see the difference between, like, an immigrant descendant going to jail for petty shit. Like, you know, he'll be too drunk, and people will call in the police. Or like, it will be a white kid. The same thing happens, and then, you know, next thing you know, he gets a warrant or a slap on the shoulder and whatnot. But now it's like, at one point Mohamed said it himself. He said the one thing that is annoying him in Bordeaux was to see so many black kids.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's
look who's in
immigrant,
charge.
like,
I mean, okay,
Bordeaux.
check this out. 7% of all the police in Quebec are minority. So that's 7% of how many police officers in Quebec that are minority. Okay, out of that minority, how many are black? How many are in your ghetto that are black and in the black ghettos trying to help these kids get involved in something that's not going to land them in jail? You know, these are supposed to be the role models. You understand what I'm saying? The teachers in schools, the civil servants like police and firemen and all these things. These are supposed to be the role models for kids to grow up to turn out to be people like that. You understand what I'm saying? But who's your role model? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Who do you look up to right now?
I don't look up to anybody. As a man,
I mean, your dad. I mean, you know, your and
I
that,
don't have a relationship with my dad.
and that's another problem. Just like me growing up. When I grew up, I didn't meet my dad till I was 25 years old. You understand? The streets grew me. You understand what I'm saying? It's important to
Actually, when did you come here from Nova Scotia?
I came here when I was like 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ran from Nova Scotia. I didn't just come here voluntarily. I was being hunted by the police for some shit, and I jumped on
ran
it.
from the hood.
I ran from the hood. Yeah. I did, yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I came here with my mom too, and I came here when I was like 12 years old. I went to the States for a little bit, and the States didn't really work out. It was too dangerous. So I came over here. Tried to go to French school, didn't work. Freaking, this got cheese. Everybody talking French, didn't know anything. And yeah, I got into a bit of trouble. No, like obviously, we're from the same hood, so you already know how it is.
I know it's hard. It's hard down there. A lot of guys don't know. You know, Nova Scotia is one of the biggest black communities in Canada. Okay, a lot of brothers don't know that, and it's a good place to visit because when you go down there, you will actually see what it's like to be a black person in Canada.
Yeah, you say
You know what I mean?
Africville. You got Africville.
Yeah.
You have a lot of historical things that like are evolved around black people.
Mm.
And you know, it's a good thing, but it's also a constant reminder for home. Like, for me, it's a constant reminder. Like if I go back, like it's always a constant reminder. Yeah, there's a difference. As you say, like with the white people were more cool, but that just it came with the culture. Just because it was always in everybody's face. It was always that one thing that people never forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Me, even to go back down there, like it's a dangerous place. My mom tells me all the time it's a dangerous place.
It's always been dangerous.
And I believe it. It's a dangerous place. I mean, I don't
any place is dangerous when you're around desperate people.
That's
I mean,
true.
when people are desperate, and you know, they're oppressed. I mean, anywhere that people are desperate and oppressed, you know, there's a lot of anger, you know, a lot of violence. You know what I mean?
Like I say though, when I came here, the first couple of cats that I met when I was in I ended up going to juvie. I met some Haitian cats. I was in the French system in juvie. I met some Haitian cats. Like they showed me the wave, and like right away I was a blue cat. I was already crippin'. Like I already came from that. From back home, like we'd beef with Spryfield or we'd beef with another block or like with the Irish boys and stuff like that. So me, I was used to that culture. So coming here and seeing this culture.
Was your dad around?
My dad was around, to be honest, but like it was more my uncles and stuff like that. My dad was caught up in drugs. I ain't even gonna lie, but I was more raised with my uncles and my uncle Comfort. My uncle Casey passed away. I would go out there on the weekends. Like I grew up with the boys out there, so I go out there on the weekends. Guys are out there fighting dogs. This is from a young age. We're fighting dogs. We're doing little shit like that, riding around 4-wheelers. You already know how it is in the country if you've been out there.
What I think the key is now is for us is to realize for guys that didn't have their parents around how important it is to be around for our kids, for them not to go through the shit that we're going through right now. It's up to us. I mean, I don't think it's cool for my kids to come up and go through this same shit that I've been through. I don't want my kids to see jail, period. And I think it's up to us. We're the only ones that can close that door for them not to come in here, from our experiences. I mean, the shit that we do that make us end up in this place, we have to keep that shit so far away from our kids that it doesn't happen. That responsibility is in our hand when it comes to our kids, where they end up. That's why it's so important not just to have a baby, you got to take care of these babies, man. You know what I mean? These kids can't express themselves when they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of age. You're their brain. You think for them. You know what I mean? We have to instill in their head the proper things. You know what I mean? Education's the key. We have to educate our kids. You know what I mean? Education will goes a long way. You know, it opened up doors. You know? Like this young man here comes from my neighborhood. I understand where he's coming from. I mean, seeing him here in jail all the way from Nova Scotia just shows me how hard it is still for my people down in Nova Scotia. This young man come all the way to Montreal, and where's he at? He's still in jail. So, what's he doing out there? Who's trying to show these young men the right way to live? Yeah, you can go out there. You can go out there. Fast money's hard to get away from, man. It's hard as hell. You know what I mean? I'm not no damn loser. I've been to jail half my life, but I ain't no damn loser, yo. My family got things. I sacrificed half my life so my fucking family could have things. And that's a fact. You know, my children have the best of everything. I paid that price for them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and I paid it the hard way. I could have did it a lot easier. But this is just the way. I can't change the way that things turned out for me or the way that I did things. I can't change it. I accepted it. I accepted the way things happened. That's why I'm not half crazy. That's why I still have a peace of mind. That's why I have a lot of love from the people that are around me. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to be me. You understand what I'm saying? I accepted the shit that I've been through and who I turned out to be. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure you guys ain't no different than me. For whatever reasons you guys are in jail. I mean, I'm sure you have a reason for doing the things that you did that got you caught up in this situation. But it's never too old. You're never too old to flip the script and to make things better for yourself. You know what I mean? Especially if you have kids. You know what I mean? I mean, your kids, these kids today especially are more intelligent than any kids that ever walked the earth.
For sure.
With all this social media and all these technology, these kids are intelligent. You're not putting nothing by them. You understand? This is why we have to show them that there's so much opportunity out there for you. Yeah, I sacrificed my life, son, so you could have this, but you sacrifice yours so we can have even more. But sacrifice it in the right way. This is what we got to tell them to do.
And that's the thing I was saying about pure intention. You know, like if you have pure intentions, yeah, you are gonna suffer. No lie, you might go through it, you might get locked up, you are gonna suffer. But in the long term, you did it for a pure intention, so it's always gonna remain that there is still that drift and there's the happy to that, although that's a negative.
Yeah, you can get a positive or a negative, man. I mean, everything is not as negative as we think it is at times. You know what I mean? There's good and the bad. You know what I mean? There is. You know. The thing is, man, we have to be more brothers to each other too. You know what I mean? We have to be more a humanitarian to each other, cultures. You know what I mean? Muslim, Christian, Catholic. Who gives a shit, man? We all bleed the same way. You know, understand what I'm saying? To me, it's one God. I mean, you can call him Allah, you can call him Buddha, you can call him Jesus Christ. It's one God to me, bro. You bleed just like I bleed, man. You hurt just like I hurt. You know what I mean? What's the difference? You know what I mean? one love. This is what we need, a little more love and a little less hate. You know what I mean? I mean, we should be the ones dictating how our life is going to go, not other people dictating it for us. You know what I mean? Teamwork is better than, you do a lot more as a team than you can as an individual. You know what I mean? You know, don't never give up. Never give up the fight. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you have dreams and you have ambition to be somebody, don't give up until you get it. You know what I mean? If you have children, be there for your kids, because they need you more than you think. You know? And if this is not what you want your life to end up right here in jail. You don't want your life to end up like this. Try to do whatever it is you can. You know, like I said, this is not my first time saying this is my last time. This is my last time. You understand? I hope it's all y'all last time too. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say, yo.
Buffalo soldier, dreadlocks Rasta. He was a buffalo soldier in the heart of America, stolen from Africa, brought to America. He was a buffalo soldier in a war for America. If you know your history, then you will know where I'm coming from. You won't have to ask me, who in the hell do I think I am? I'm just a buffalo soldier, dreadlocks Rasta. I'm just a buffalo soldier in the heart of America, stolen from Africa, brought to America. I am a buffalo soldier in the heart of America. Woy yo yo, woy yo yo yo, woy yo 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 yo, woy yo yo, woy yo yo yo, woy yo 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 yo. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds beside my doorstep, whoa, singing sweet songs of a melody pure and smooth. Singing, this is my message to you. Whoa, singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, singing, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds beside my doorstep, singing sweet songs of a melody pure and smooth. Singing, this is my message to you. This one's all the things that we were talking about. This song's called Change, okay? It may not be like, you know, this, I wrote it for Mohamed, okay? I know that I can change if I give change an honest try. I'm tired of watching my whole life keep on passing by. I'm closer to changing than kind of life I'm living, I don't want it anymore. The habits that I'm accustomed to are the things that I must conquer. I know I have a better chance, I got the Lord as my sponsor. I had to dig deep inside to see what I've been missing. To live a normal life is all that I'll be wishing. I know that I can change if I give change an honest try. I'm tired of watching my whole life keep on passing by. I'm closer to changing than I ever been before. The kind of life I'm living, I don't want it anymore. Now take your brother by the hand and sing along with me. Music is the answer and love is the key. Brotherhood, peace and understanding and living in harmony. If we work together we can find unity. I know that I can change if I give change an honest try. I'm tired of watching my whole life keep on passing by. I'm closer to changing than I ever been before. The kind of life I'm living, I don't want it anymore.